Good afternoon and welcome to the European FX Daily Roundup. Make sure I've got my, okay, we do have to make sure I'm not muted. Um, but anyway, welcome. And actually, we're looking for a nice, had experienced a pretty good little pullback in the gold market. I just want to go and touch on that. Actually, I got long on the December futures at 1473.60. And but I want to go and point out is that we had a nice little confluence here. If you look here at the this entire move here from 1160 on the way up here to 1558 and 1464 here in the spot. We know the December futures are trading at about a $7 premium. You can see here that right there was going to be a 23% pullback on that. And then if we look on a intraday, bear with me. You can see here that 127% extension of this move from the low down here, which you can, let's pull this back for a little bit closer look here. You see right here, basically was at 1483 all the way up to 1535, puts us right there. So we had a nice little confluence that offers an opportunity at that point to step in. I thought the market was a little bit overdone. As we fell lower. We were trying to hold our own this morning, so I said if they can break lower, it's going to put some pressure. And to me, it looked like the 1470 was going to be the key area if they can get past that and goose some stops. And essentially, that's what's happened. But I think we might, like I said, the market's a little bit overdone. We've come down almost to the 23% extension. That's on the spot is 1464. And so we might see the market kind of we cleaned out some people. May see the market kind of like take a little bit of a pause, digest itself, and maybe we'll make a run back up in here. But not a bad area here in the gold market. Crude oil itself has been relatively quiet. We actually came up here right to the 23% extension, and I'll show you that. But it's been a very, very quiet day. You see right there? Actually, you know what? I thought it was a 20. You know what? It might have been off of this one. But anyway, it came up. But I had some resistance, although, as luck would have it, I stepped away. I'm been a bit under the weather today, so I stepped away for a little while. It's been a very quiet morning, but I was looking at that. I posted it in the room. And, doggone it. Hang on. I jumped in the morning. I thought we could move up a little bit higher, but you can see it's been a real quiet, super quiet day. And so I posted in here, hey, 55.62, and I could have sworn this was a 23% less. Maybe I was going much further back. So I'll find out. But anyway, maybe it was at 38%. Well, at least it's shown on that one. But anyway, it was at 55.62 with a level just above here at 55.73. You can see the market was going up and down, but very quiet trading. You can see here, you had a nice gravestone doji, and you saw the market pair back and ended up holding this area here. You can see right here coming across the bodies. I thought, okay, they'll probably want to goose it. And but we kept sitting here, and like I said, I'm somewhat under the weather from a cold this weekend, so stepped away. It wasn't really too much happening. And then I saw that we had actually not only rallied up, but we turned around and came back down. But at least I was able to grab some gold. I had gone a little bit long down in here earlier on the move, but it's been very, very quiet trading here in the crude oil market. Here on the 30-minute, take a look at here. Coming right into a trend line. So this market is still trying to figure out what it wants to do. And when I say what it wants to do is, all last week we were bearish in the sense that with the slow economic data across the globe, it seems a bit much for this crude oil to be here. And then, of course, with Saudis saying they're going to be back online. So the pressures remain. And remember, we talked about these touches down here, and we just weren't really, we thought we would have had a real nice snapback. And we haven't really seen that much of a snapback. So the market opened up this morning under some pressure in here. Let's go on and move into the currencies. Well, on the bias chart resistance, bias chart for this morning, once again, and today's the last day to go on and sign up for the offer with ForexAnalytix. Buy 1 month, get the other month free. As well as if you go with the 6 month plan, you get a 25% discount and an annual 35% discount. A pretty good savings there. And as I mentioned, to me, it's actually the whole site that and we'll go and quickly take a look at that. And we have all the different technical I want to say technical analysis, but I was disciplines where there's going to be harmonics, L8 wave, basic technical, candlesticks, macro. I do the basic technical. You can see here mine from this is the analysis from this weekend, and I do the analysis also in the Asian session. But coming into this week, the euro yen Friday after moving to recent lows closed above the 2 prior session closes. The pair has managed to defend 1770 level. The bulls need to secure a daily close above 1869 to generate upside momentum, and immediate support is 1730. Now, like I said, there's a lot to offer on this site. Not to mention all the different pairs that we go in and cover here, as well as do go in and cover gold and silver and crude oil, S&P's, DAX, 10-year Treasuries, blends, Bitcoin. But like I said, the strength to me, once again, is in the chat room. To me, is where you see all the strength, where everyone's jumping in there, and we got a lot of traders with different disciplines, different time frames that they look out, and everybody's always very willing to share their information and very helpful for anybody who comes in new. But there's quite a few experienced traders in that chat room. But anyway, let me go on and move on to the FX page. So we had our bias chart resistance at 99.44, and if we did get that extension, because lots of times on Monday we get those big extended moves quite often. We had 99.44 and 99.92. Well, we did go on and make it in here. I think we made up to what? I guess we weren't too far off. Up to 99.46. We said 99.44. If we got an extension, we thought it'd be 99.92. We see the market just ease back just a bit. Not anything of any real significance. We did see the euro dip down. Our bias chart support was at 889. Same thing in case we extended move, and the low was 885. I still think that there's a possibility that we could potentially see that 854. Pull this back. And you can see all the touches coming in right there. You see, if we take a dip down here, right there, 854. You see that coming right across here. If the euro can make a move there, I think that maybe then at that point we could see some decent short covering come in. But we've gone to new lows again. The analysis I did for the over the weekend coming in today. I think we already have it here. Yeah, there it is. Euro continues to its new day, new low. Well, we did get another new low. Friday's close was not above the prior day's open, so pressure remains. Support levels below are 889 and 854. Bulls need a daily close above 1022. Jumpstart at least a short covering rally. Resistance is 993. So I think that there's still a potential that we could get down here to 854. If we do, I think that would be a great area for potentially where we would see the market want to go in and get a bit of a short covering rally here, where at that point it's not going to be as advantageous to play the short side. And I think at that point traders will say, wait a minute, I think see right there at 854. I think I'll go in and come in here and I'll wait for a much better area to re-short it. I'm very bearish euro, but it's too low now to short. And so at that point, we could see that bounce. And like I said, offering what I think the other side may think at that point. But obviously the way to go with the euro has been to the short side. But at that point, at 854, you have to think, wow, what's the likelihood it's going to continue to keep going? I'll be more than happy to re-short it, but at a much higher level, maybe like 100 pips higher. So we would see. Looking here, cable. Cable made a nice little run. You can see here. As I tell you, we do our analysis at 3 a.m. in the morning Central Standard Time with our bias chart, and then the webinar is at that time, and then it's recorded and presented by recorded, and then Stelios makes it available about an hour and a half before the New York Open. But you can see we went right up here, right to the bias chart resistance here, right here on the cable. We've turned around and rolled right back down the hill. But see, cable is paired back to 2271 to 50% after a 600 pip rally. Immediate support comes in at 2248 with additional at 2206. And we had a resistance here at 2354. Okay. But this morning we actually adjusted it for 46, if I better correctly. Let's see. Yeah, well, actually, oh my goodness. Right to the pip, 2346. Maybe it made it 1 pip higher. Anyway, as I mentioned, so we paired back now. Dollar CAD is still spinning its tires. Not really a whole lot of news here on the dollar CAD. The interesting one here continues to remain the dollar yen. Well, we could see this market move higher. I know Blake may have mentioned this on the Face webinar also, and we could see higher on the backdrop of favorable U.S.-China negotiations. We'll see, because this market is still maintaining a nice little upside bid here. So you have to be careful on this one. Dollar yen remains bid, partly due to the dollar strength. Pullbacks have been well contained. Immediate resistance is 812, or we're at 812 right now. Daily close above is 877. Wood first shorts to rethink. Now, if we got up to the 877, but you can see here that we're certainly keeping the bid on here, so you got to be careful with that. And certainly that if we move much higher, it would force some shorts to go and cover. One other pair that's finally is coming around. Has been on the dollar peso, and we've really turned things around here on the peso. We talked about why we've kept this as a bullish bent, even though we were coming down here, we weren't really moving any higher, is because of that 1923.6, and it has made that stand at the 61%, and we've continued to move higher. We got the daily close above 1960, and we'll continue to push even higher. Our daily bias chart resistance for today is 1982, was supported at 1954. In case we were to see a pullback, right now it certainly doesn't look like it. I'm giving a little bit of room here, but it'd be 1982, and then we'd see, some resistance come in at that point. It's been a relatively quiet day overall. Not a whole lot of activity, and I think that potentially we can see the euro work lower tomorrow, and I like getting long if we make that dip down there at 854. I think that'll be a good value, and believe me, I have not been one to buy the euro. Actually, our bias chart support was at 889 this morning, and some of the guys in the chat room did go long around that area, jumped out for like 20 pips or something. It's not me. I don't trust this doggone euro. But if it gets down to 854, yeah, I'd be willing to go and step in on the long side. Let's take a look here on the cross rates. Now, tonight we do have RBA, Reserve Bank of Australia, rate cut. Now, they're expected to cut rates. So, obviously, we can come under some pressure here. And so if you look at the bias chart, you can see here we've kind of widened the parameters a bit for good reason, because central bank decision. So in the Aussie yen, our support is 72.28. You can see right here, with a move even below that if we get that much, a little bit deeper pullback, 71.65. Now that's on the Aussie yen, and 73.40. We're looking at on the upside with 74.2. Now we have a bias chart level right here, but this is what we're looking at, because once again, a lot of people are looking and stating, hey, it's already priced in. Everybody already knows it. So you could maybe only see this dip back and then come back with a vengeance. And that's why we have 73.40, 74.02. Looking at the euro odd, we'll see what happens here. Once again, we know the euro's under so much weakness. But on the euro odd, we're looking at 61.47. We've already breached below that. So, and then 62.39 on the upside. So keeping it relatively quiet with the euro odd. Euro continues to remain under a lot of pressure. Then we'll take a look here with the sterling versus the odd. Once again, RBA rate decision, you got to factor in some decent volatility, but we did indicate starting out after upside breakout, spent the majority of the last week backsliding. Initial support comes in at 81.41, which is the 38%, with key pivot level 80.89 just below. But like I said, with the bias chart, we've actually spread this out a bit because once again, you have to factor in the volatility from the central bank decision. So we've got 81.12 on the low side. You can see that right there. And on the upside, 82.78. I'm thinking that we may see a gain against that. 82.78 was at 83.24. There's your 82.78 and then the 83.24. Well, that's all we have today. Once again, it's a very, very quiet session here. And thanks for joining us here on the FX Daily Roundup. Once again, today's the last day for the offer with ForexAnalytix. Buy 1 month, get 1 month free. 6 months, get a 25% discount or 35% discount on an annual plan. So you may want to go and take advantage of that. Like I said, a lot of great information as well as assistance as far as in the chat room. A lot of traders that willing to share ideas, share entries, discuss what their reason is for these, for their own trades. A lot of support in that chat room, which to me I believe is the strength of all. But of course, there's the patterns in play by some of the guys, as well as the different disciplines: harmonics, Elliott wave, basic technical, macro. But once again, thanks for joining us here on the FX Daily Roundup, and have a great rest of the day.